Hey everyone, welcome to Dealmaker's Den. Today we're breaking down bonds to boost your financial literacy. Let's break it down. What's a bond? Simple. A bond is just an IOU. You give the government or a company your money. They promise to pay it back with interest. And that interest? It's called the yield. The longer they borrow your money, the more they usually pay. But here's where it gets tricky. So what drives interest rates? Two things: inflation and risk. If prices are rising fast, investors want more interest to compensate. And if the borrower, like the U.S. government, is taking on lots of debt, you guessed it, even more interest. But here's the catch. The Federal Reserve sets the short-term interest rate, the one banks use, but the bond market sets the long-term rate, and that's where things get real. What's a spread? It's the gap between short-term and long-term interest rates. Normally, longer bonds pay more than short ones, and that's healthy. But when short-term rates rise above long-term ones, that's called an inverted yield curve, and it usually signals a coming recession. So, what's happening now? The U.S. government has over $34 trillion in debt, and guess who's been buying most of that debt? The Federal Reserve. That's called monetizing the debt. They print new money, buy bonds, and keep interest rates low until they can't. Because too much money equals inflation. Inflation forces the Fed to raise interest rates, making the debt more expensive, pushing further government spending. See the trap yet? Tariffs raise prices. Other countries are devaluing their currencies to stay competitive. America needs to respond, or risk losing out in global trade. The Fed can't win. If they print money, inflation explodes. If they raise rates, the economy slows. If they stop buying bonds, no one else will. They're cornered by the money machine. Bottom line, bonds tell the truth when stocks lie. Watch the yield curve. Watch inflation. Understand, the Fed isn't controlling the game anymore. They're reacting. Thanks for joining Dealmaker's Den, where giving you financial literacy is our goal. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.